If you watch any videos on YouTube or if you're exposed to any advertising on the internet, you're almost certainly going to see, it feels like an endless stream of advertisements for pharmaceuticals primarily. And seeing all of these things, I guess people have this idea that, if you're sick, the place to go is the doctor and he'll help you. And if you don't want to get sick, you should regularly go to the doctor so that he can check and make sure everything's okay with you and catch any problems before they even come up. And I guess that's okay if you don't want to research health at all, if you don't want to do anything for your health yourself, if you just want to outsource your health and well-being to uh, another person with financial interests that are different than yours, I guess that's okay. But you have one of these probably, and you have access to the internet. So this is a new age, and you have access to an almost unlimited amount of information. And if you care about your health, if you want to be present and there for your loved ones and not be a burden to your loved ones, all you really need to do is a minor amount of research into this incredible wealth of information that's freely available on the internet regarding your health. And if you do that, if you do any amount of research into health on the internet, if you discard all of your preferences, if you say to yourself, I want to be healthy, I want to not be a burden on my family, I want to be able to be there for my loved ones, not be a burden to them. If you take that attitude and say, that's my top priority, is to be healthy, then if you expose yourself to the incredible wealth of free information regarding health on the internet, if you expose yourself to this information, you're going to realize that there's almost no reason at all to ever go to a doctor. You'll quickly realize that the plant-based diet, a whole food, high-carb plant-based diet where you're eating fruits and vegetables, grains and legumes, when these whole foods are the center of your diet, you'll realize based on thousands of medical studies that you're going to be profoundly more healthy than if you consume animal products. Okay. If you do extremely modest amounts of exercise, I mean, slow jogging, walking, if you do easy amounts of exercise on a regular basis, a little bit of weightlifting, nothing grueling, nothing, no Ironman triathlons, no marathons, none of these ridiculous things, just modest exercise, you're going to have profound health benefits. And once you avail yourself to this information, and once you start putting these things into practice, you'll start to realize that you don't need a doctor to be healthy. All right. And most of the medicines and procedures that the doctors and the pharmaceutical companies can offer you, they really only apply to people that don't follow basic health principles, people that don't eat a whole food plant-based diet, people that don't do even modest exercise, people that are drinking, smoking, using drugs. But once you do these basic health things, you realize, the doctors don't really have anything to offer me. They really have, um, all they really have are drugs that are marginally effective for problems that generally only affect people that are not practicing, um, healthy eating and exercise practices. So, with these things in mind, um, why would you ever want to go to a doctor? I mean, unless you have some accident where you're bleeding and where you're wounded or broken bone, unless you have some acute injury like this, I don't see any reason to ever go to a doctor. I certainly would never go for routine physical. These are mostly just hooks to get you in and get you into the testing, um, this cycle of testing and then chasing down false positives. And so I wouldn't do any kind of exploratory testing. I wouldn't do any routine annual physicals. I just wouldn't go into. I mean, I avoid the doctor's office and the hospital at all costs. Mostly, hospitals are a place where sick people go. There are viruses and bacteria everywhere. I would, you just want to avoid these places, as much as possible. And how do you do that? Again, I'm a broken record, but the information is out there. You just practice a whole food plant-based diet, right? You primarily eat, I mean, you eat a vegan diet. You eat whole grains. You eat fruits and vegetables. These are delicious foods. And, one of the beautiful things is, even if you think you love cheese or steak or chicken or any of these animal products, if you think you're just addicted and can never give them up, your taste buds adapt to whatever food you're eating, at that time. And if you start eating just plant-based foods, fruits, I mean, fruits are the most delicious foods out there, but whatever food addiction you have, whether it's cheese or whatever, processed food, your taste buds will find something interesting in whatever you eat. You could be eating just leafy green vegetables, but your taste buds will adapt and they'll find something interesting in the food. So forget about your food addictions or the foods that you love. I had many foods I thought I could never give up, but now I don't have a thought. I could care less about any dairy or animal products foods. And I love the vegan foods that I eat. They're all delicious. And, I'm 50 years old and I'm enjoying, fantastic health. I feel like I'm getting healthier and healthier. And all I'm eating whole food plant-based. I'm doing easy, moderate exercise. That's it. No fasting, no calorie restriction, um, just easy, low stress lifestyle, centered around whole food plant-based, 100% vegan. All right, thanks.